Welcome back to Ground of Aces. It's episode 15. We are closing in on the end. We've got our tier 5 runway. We've got our first tier 5 plane. We've got a tier 4 plane. We need to expand that portion of the fleet, but of course that requires a lot of victory points. So let's make sure we get the small troop transport taken care of. 83% chance for a flamingo if we give it to somebody else, like a growing Hampton. It's 83%, so the flamingo will do fine for this. And virtually all of our current projects are complete, with the exception of a new parking spot that will be done here very soon for the next Gloucester Meteor. But we need the victory points, and that's going to take some time. So what to do in the meantime? Well, somebody's given me the tip that we can actually upgrade all of these tents, and I'm just not sure how we go about doing that. But we'll see if we can figure it out. Oh, here. There is how we could do this. So, choose floor. There's tarp. There's wood. There's brick. There's cement. So we can upgrade our buildings to cement. We will start with this one. Tier 2 storage. We've already pushed tier 3 storage into a hangar. I finally figured it out. Okay, sweet. That's going to be our other short-term goal, is make our buildings more durable. Which means a lot of cement, which means a lot of clay and sand. We have a decent amount of sand at the moment. We can get more. And then, of course, we need to go after clay, which we have right there. That's project number 1. And then here is the main project to really finish up the series, because we kind of have everything else. We need to get into a Group B airbase and then eventually into a Group A airbase. So next up for that, we have the tier 5 runway, but we need 4 plus runways. We already have the parking spots. I believe we have 15 plus right now. We're certainly working on advancing that anyway. So we need another runway as that mission is successful. Now, we could cheese the system and just throw in another tier 1 like right here. That's not really what I want to do. I would like to get in a tier 3 as we head out for another mission. It's a safe one, so let's find our Lysander. 99%, sweet. Yeah, let's see what we can do with a tier 3 runway. And it does look like we could probably fit one out here. I think another tier 3 airstrip makes a lot of sense for me. Go here, we're only moving over one space. I'd like to move it over maybe a little bit more. There's tier 3 width. Almost to tier 3 length. It means we would just need to move like this last parking spot, and that seems easy enough. That does seem easy enough. That is not that difficult of a task. Let's get the exact length that we can get from this. And then, of course, we will change that to, concrete? Or do we want to make something more durable? No, concrete. Tier 3 is all we need. Okay, they're getting to work right away. Like I said, that's not much additional length to get that to tier 3. Definitely less than the distance here. Hopefully. But those are already queued up. Meanwhile, we wanted to prioritize this guy. As we succeed on that one, we're back to 3. I do not have planks right now, and I do not have wood right now. There's a few trees set to come down, but really not much. If anything, we're going to need more parking out here, right? All the tier 5 stuff. So we will queue this area up. And we have an urgent ground support mission. Just a 40. The Gloucester Meteor. 85% chance, really. They could take them out, huh? What if we bring multiple planes to it? Spitfires, 99% chance, okay. They do run the risk of getting destroyed. Okay, water stock. As always. Water is not an issue for us. It's just a matter of we go through it. And so it's, when and how often to queue it up, and we have available water. Never a problem. It's just kind of the matter of timing on when to get after it. Otherwise, you're just storing a ton of it. Well, they're making some pretty good progress on our runway already. Multiple sections have already been constructed, and we can prioritize getting that built. Okay, another mission, small troop transport. Considered safe, so easy for the Flamingo. 83% chance. Let's go ahead and make a health check for everyone. It's supposed to take care of things automatically, but it does not always do the best job with that. Okay, that one just got some repair work done. This one could use some. It's not great. Success. Okay, large troop transport. We're already halfway towards the next one here. The Flamingo. This is uncertain. 38% from that. Let's send some support with him. The Lancaster could hold a good amount. 75% chance now. Does the Beaufighter get me to 99? Yes, it does. I'll take that. That storage suddenly has plenty of space, while this one still has a good amount. How's our upgrade doing? Halfway done. Who knew that we could build better than a tarp? I had no idea. And it took about 13 episodes before somebody pointed it out. Thank you for that. Sorry I didn't check the name on who it was, but what a useful comment for us that we could build better than a tarp structure. Okay, this spot is ready. So that's going to be designed for the next Gloucester Meteor. Comp supply drop. Of course, all of the would-be planes to use for that are busy. So 2 Hamptons are going to have to do it. That's already ready to build. So that should be done soon. Then we can move him over, and then we can extend the runway. And hopefully get it to the distance we need without having to move this spot as well. And certainly not wanting to run into an issue here. Though I suppose we do have room to work with. Oh, and that mission failed. They had to turn back. So much for a calm supply drop. There we go, they are done. Assign this spot. Okay, and then we can deconstruct. Clay and sand are already being used up rather quickly, so let's go ahead and try to harvest again. Light fighter interception. One Spitfire gives me 98% chance. There we go. Now we can extend this. Let's go. Tier 3, Tier 3, Tier 3. Ready, set. There she is. That will be runway number 4. Speaking of, are we there yet? No, the runway's got to be complete. Up to 7. Meanwhile, this project, it's gotten a little bit further. I think they also have to move things. Yeah, they do. They have to move things to then... So they have to shift goods around to make it happen. Takes a little extra time for that. And of course then concrete becomes a factor in everything. Sand is a little bit better. Clay is already a little bit low, so let's go ahead and harvest the clay again. Officer hostage rescue mission. Spitfire 97. Sweet. It's a good versatile plane. It's been easily one of our best, even though there's higher tiers. It's good, especially once trained up. Okay, the zone looks to be cleared. Oh, here they come. Okay, alarm is raised. We scramble. We got one Spitfire out on mission, but that's all just the Spitfire. So multi-roll, get rid of the bow fighter. I don't feel like I need to scramble all these other planes though. Don't think it really serves a purpose, and the reason being that I don't think it serves a purpose, the attacks have never been on our planes. We're putting them in hangars for extra defense anyway, yet they've always been bombing our buildings, our structures, and not the planes themselves, which, if that's what they're doing, that's what they're doing. We are now consistently seeing the maximum number of planes each and every time. So it's not going to get any worse. What can get better, though, is we do have more bombers. So we could still, in theory, add more AA guns, you know, like one out here to cover that direction a little bit further. We could still add one down here to cover the southerly direction a little bit more. We could still put one more to the east, or like say out here for some extra protection from the east and from the north, you know, a little northeast protection. So I think we could still do with a few more AA guns, and maybe that will be our next few shipments, especially now with those new bombers in place. There's plenty of crew members that could instantly be applied to those. Plus we added more grounds crew anyway, so there's the ability to bring in more. Looks like all of our planes are airborne now, all of the ones involved. I think we could probably find who our bow fighter gunner, James Hunt, find eventually which AA gun he is on, swap him out, and then we could start using that bow fighter in the air defense as well, as it is multi-role and does offer a decent amount of fight. We lost one plane. We will need to replace that, but we have taken out 5 of theirs, including 2 heavy bombers. 4 additional planes have been damaged. That's a lot that came through, though. I mean, we got 15 planes still to deal with. And here they come. From the south. Southeast. Fighters have been dealt with. Here come the bombers. Not yet dealt with. Ooh, that was getting worrying. Okay, the bombers are dealt with. On to the torpedo bombers. This one's still coming in just as he begins his dive. Alright, we are good. I don't think we took any damage. No. No damage whatsoever this time. 100%. Besides the plane. Right, 1 lost plane in the scramble. Nope, they have returned. It's a Mustang. Yeah, for whatever reason, the Mustang just does not do particularly well. It is going to take a little bit longer now to get the next Gloucester Meteor back down to 3 victory points. Okay, this project remains 50% done, and that's just the flooring. Ground cleared, of course, here, but they've got a long ways to go. And that's all cement too, so we need a lot of cement right now. Sand is starting to run a little low, so let's bring in more sand. I think right now the biggest obstacle is sand production, the cement mixer. So we're gonna make another cement mixer here to help out with that. And like I said, I do think it is time for us to bring in additional AA guns. Supplies are good right now anyway. And we don't need metal, we need cement. So let's go ahead and help. A little bit of food ration and 200 cement to speed things up. And we're going to make an extra cement mixer. We're set to 80. So we will put that one on 80 once it's built, as we have our birthday mission perfect for the Flamingo. 95%. No water already. That's because we're making so much cement and using a lot of water for it. Okay, cement mixer's done. That's a success. Okay, back to 80, but no water, so let's take care of that. Might need an additional water pump, just with the new usage rate suddenly going quite a bit higher, though there's water out here. Training facility bombing run. We need a 60 on this one. Definitely calls for a couple of Hamptons. 84% chance. Alright, we got a lot further. Ooh, we cleaned out those clay deposits one final time, so they are done. We need to find, well, here's clay and sand. And this has been cleaned out a bit. Success. Up to 5 victory points once again. Heavy bomber interception. Okay. Gloucester Meteor. Let's get them involved in this one. We've got a newer Spitfire that could use the practice along with the new Mustang. That's 87%. Will the Hurricane get me to... yeah, 96. Good. Alright, they succeed. And we're now halfway towards our next goal. Let's go ahead and prioritize this AA gun. Oh, the materials have already been delivered, so it'll be done pretty quick. Recon mission. Big time success on that one. And now we're starting to see more progress going in here. Do we have... no, we don't have anything automatic. Let's pick out... yeah, hold on before... let's see here. We have another raid. We have another raid. Pause. We will sort this one out later. Oh, there we go. It filled. It filled the crew. A couple gunners. Let's go ahead and scramble the bow fighter as well. And I will try to locate where they'll all get airborne. It's fine. James Hunt. We just need to get him swapped off. There's James Hunt on this AA gun. Let's swap him out. Like we have a crew member with no assignment at all. It's a field mechanic. Medium fighter interception. We're gonna have to wait for the raid to be done and everybody get on the ground again. We'll get to it if we can. Wow. Well, that was nice. 8 planes taken out, including 3 of those dive bombers that are a never-present problem for us. We got 4 fighters left, just 10 planes remaining in the sky. And they're already coming in. What direction are they coming in from? I haven't seen them. Is it southwest? Yes, it is. Southwest. They're not getting anywhere near us. They didn't get anywhere remotely close. They only got as far as about here overhead. Well done, everyone. Well done. Ooh. And we have a mission. They have not gotten back on the ground, though. I have to wait for these guys to land. Low mission timer, low mission timer. Medium fighter interception. We are going to have to queue it up like right now. We need a 50 on this one, so like 2 Spitfires. 25 plus might do it. Mustang. Okay, 99%. Squeezed it in there. And here comes a factory bombing run right after it. Downside is it's like no rest for the wicked. Wow, yeah, it's morning already, so some of those crews were up all night long. You're definitely going to need some rest when they get back. Success. We're up to 8. Alright, we are done on our new concrete floor, which is why they are focused on that one right now. Alright, queuing up 1 wall at this stage. Behind enemy lines drop. Sterling's good for that one, 60%. The bow fighter does not help me with that. The flamingo does not help me with that. This is about the danger. Can we be destroyed? Yes, we can. Up to 90, which means it's like a 1 in 90 chance. Not much more than 1% chance that they don't make it back. So the Sterling's going alone. Food's doing okay though. They're just kind of hanging on. We're going to need to make sure we bring in a little bit more here in the future. Dangerous mission. Will the meteor take care of it? It does. Okay, Sterling succeeds. We're at 10. Succeed there too. Now we're at 11. Do have a few guys standing around, and this is clearly not being prioritized at the moment. I must have run out of supply, didn't I? Clay? Yeah, we're out of sand. We are out of sand. Let's see. Where do I have sand now? I have sand here. And this is gone. Cleaned out. Sand is suddenly an issue, but there's more sand way up here. And water. Tank squad, bombing run. You only need a 60 on this one. It's more about it being dangerous. The Lancaster, 84%. Success, that's 12. We can now call in another Gloucester meteor, giving us 2 of them. And we have a medium bomber interception. They've only just arrived. If we give them a second to park, we can call on them. We only need a 40, but it's dangerous. 96%. Not enough beds. Not enough beds. Okay, we need to squeeze in something else. Success. We don't have any obvious places for this. I think I'm going to need another structure. Or I need to rework something like this area here. This chair needs to get moved. And we're going to move that bed over. We're going to get rid of this drawer. It still is not a very good fit. It's all just kind of weak. Sand is down to 15 again already. Runway progress. Not quite halfway. Okay, wow. That was a quick month or week. 10 missions, 100% success. Yeah, do I want to do the same thing? Yeah, we need food rations and another AA gun. They are going through the sand pretty quickly these days, but that's okay. That is okay. We have a mission. It's a dangerous one, so this is Gloucester Meteor territory, 97%. Success. Let's check in on this back wall. Back wall's done. The back wall is done. Okay. We got another back / kind of side wall here. We'll take care of it next. Heavy fighter interception. Oh, this is a big mission. This is a big mission now. We've already had 2 raids in a pretty short period of time, so we are probably okay. We'll definitely send our 2 Gloucester meteors into this one, 88% just from the 2 of them. Base morale is definitely a lot higher at the moment. Okay, we can destroy that drawer now. Prioritize that one to be done. Success. Sidewall's already done. Meanwhile, the runway. 2/3 done. We need sand again. We're doing actually better though. 305 and 90 cement. Dangerous supply mission. Very dangerous, and an 80 necessary. Yeah, the sterling. The sterling gives me an 80 plus. 60% chance though because of the danger. How likely are we to get just 160? No thank you. We will skip that mission. Don't want to risk our plane for that. City bombing run. Next mission coming in right after, and crazy dangerous. I don't think I've seen one this high. We might be bypassing this as well, but we just bypassed another one. It's hard to say no again. 99%. Okay, good. Let's get our last wall queued up here. Yeah, that's gone up very quick. We're ready for our first properly roofed concrete structure that can withstand a hit from the bombs, probably. Some of the bombs. Success there. Pilot competition, we're at 4 by the way, and we're looking at probably a Spitfire for this guy. A couple 42s. Doesn't seem to not want to go any higher, and I'm guessing that's probably because these pilots are maxed out at 42. Whatever bonus they can get is maxed out at 42 because it's been at that for a long time. Construction is blocked for some reason. Can we not build in concrete? That's probably the case. So if we can't build in concrete, can we build in brick? I have to tear down the roof to make that happen? How do we do that? Let's wait for the roof to be destroyed then, I suppose. Building from scratch, we probably will have no problem with that. So let's just go finish our close call, but that is a success. Okay, artillery spotting mission should be easy enough for the Lysander. There it is, 99%. It looks like we need to do up a little bit more in meals now, so I need to queue up another 20 or something like that to make sure we have enough every day. Otherwise those food rations are running out, but that food meanwhile is kind of just hanging on, so I need to increase that one as well, but I'd like to finish this project. Here comes another frickin' raid. Alright, all fighters and multi-rolls should get airborne no problem. Let's get them in the sky. And that runway is so close to being complete. We do need more food though, as we noted, and we do have... Okay. Potatoes not quite ready yet there. Areas. Expand. Add that in. Add another row. Let's also add a couple more rows here. And another row there. We have an urgent sky squadron support mission that will not be done in time. We have no planes to send. Yeah, I'm not sending those bombers up. We need the bombers on the AA guns. Whoa, buddy. Whoa. They've done well up there. 9 planes brought down, including 3 of those dive bombers. Only 2 with damage, but there's only 9 left coming in. Failed to start mission. you guys at? Where are you guys at? I'm gonna miss the action. North. North. Yeah, north. North by northwest. And we've already taken out everything but the last 3 dive bombers. And here they come now. 2, 3. All clear. Our problems list is running low. Medium bomber interception. Dangerous. Let's go with the... Where did I get? Monster Meteor, 96%. Final items are being delivered. And there were 2, and then that's it. That's it. That runway is complete. Dangerous supply drop. It's an 80 sterling, 60%. That's all you got. What if we had Lancaster, Hampton, 73? That's a little bit better. How likely are they to get destroyed? Too likely. If we go with a couple Hamptons, 73%. They're a little easier to replace. Start mission. Can't say no that many times in a row. We've already failed 2 missions. Yeah, we can only say no so many times. That's kind of the bottom line right now. I think we're at the limit for no's for the week. Okay, everything but kind of raw food is looking a little bit better right now. So let's go ahead and harvest. Go ahead and harvest, harvest, harvest. Just get that little extra food right now. Let's see, this is tier 3 kind of goods. We're going to start to upgrade the floor here as well. Give me a concrete floor. And let's check what we have. Runway tier 5, minimum 4+ runways. Minimum 15 parking spots. How are we doing on that part? Oh, I think we've easily got that part. We have 20. All occupied. Mission successful. Okay, well, it's going to be 3 days before we see the requirements for the next one. The evaluation period comes at your shipment point, so we will find out soon enough on that. Otherwise, we just need to speed up through a few days, slowly upgrading those buildings. I'm not sure what's going on with the roof. Maybe in a new construction we can do that. We'll figure that out at a later time. At least the base structure is now safe. Otherwise, our progress is rapid. We are going to need a large parking spot for that Boeing, and that's not flat. I guess we have space right out here for it. All those herbs can be harvested, so yeah. Well, and really we could just push right in here for it. So that should be our other thing, is a large parking spot. Right there. Getting ready for a Boeing. But that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.